Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm gonna cut some Arizona agates today. So these are all Gila Bend mountain range area. Let's walk through them and see what we're dealing with. Alright, well this big one's got some agate showing on either side. It's kind of a seam agate, still got host rock on it. I don't know how thick this is or the quality. It looks like there's a lot of fractures in it. It could be healed, but I don't know. Like this one here, you can tell it goes into the agate. But we got a big face, banding quartz, maybe a geode center, and then another face over here. So I can probably cut in between these two faces, like parallel to that fracture line, and see if we can't get a good face out of this one right here. At least that's the plan. I'm going to cut these on my smaller 6-inch trim saw today if they fit. This is the biggest one, so if I can cut that one, I can probably cut the rest. Let's walk through some of the other ones. Alright, this one's definitely weathered. But you can see the banding around this kind of a geode center, and this looks like it was a tube or something, and it's got the crystals growing on it. I'm not sure how to cut this one. I mean, I'd like to keep this face the way it is because it looks cool. It needs cleaned out. So maybe if I cut right there on that point, somehow I might have to cut on that part of it, but do a diagonal cut through here. That would be the plan. We'll see how it comes out. All right, next up, similar to the last one, except it doesn't have like a big tube. It's got a cluster though, and you can see the agate in it. So it might have some tubes in there, just like grown together. Could also have some moss or other formations, pseudomorph. So how to cut this one? I don't know, I might just cut it in half that way and see what we end up with. All right, this looks like a neat little agate. You can see some windowing here and here. Kind of want to cut in between those windows. That somewhere through here. Try to miss all of the windows, but I might end up hitting one. All right, got another interesting looking on the outside, and the broken face here from a was a geode pocket, quartz crystals. I don't know. Just kind of want to cut it like that. Hopefully I can miss any of the pocket and see if we get any formations in this one. All right, next up, this one's obviously mostly quartz, but it could have some floaters in it and some interesting formations around the edge where the banding is, especially right here. So I think I'll try to cut this one right down that broken face around that way. Gotta hit a face somewhere, might as well hit this one. We'll see if the saw will allow me to line that up. Another faded, weathered stone, but It looks like it could have some pink in it and maybe some moss or maybe tubes. Yeah, some orbs. Now this is just one big window. So I'm just going to cut it in half. Probably right down the spine here. Alright, an odd shaped nodule. It does have a couple broken spots where it's windowed on the top, one on the edge here. Looks like it's got some nice banding in it. It's a shame it's got the windows on the top because I kind of have to cut parallel to this. So hopefully I can miss most of that window, but I'm going to hit that part of it right here probably. Well, or I can probably try to cut it that way. And maybe I'll do that. That'd be an odd cut, but cut right around like that. So I'll miss this window and the ones on top. It might have an odd pattern, but we'll see how it comes out. All right, next up, another interesting nodule. I love the color in that little window that's showing. Let's see what else is showing. It's got a couple spots where it's chipped, but I think this one, well, I'll just cut it through this thick part right here, parallel to that. And it's a whole nodule. It might have a fracture in it. This just looks like the gas bubble had broken and then filled in with agate. I don't think that's a fracture. I think that's more of a ridge line from the broken edge inside the pocket. A little bit of a window here. Probably just cut it right here through the thick part. All right, what else we got? A couple little ones. Now this one's not really an agate. It's just a weathered stone that had an interesting streak in it. Yeah, I'm not going to cut that one. I'll throw that one in the tumbler at some point. This little one I'll cut. He has an interesting husk. Probably cut him right down the middle, long ways, just to see what's in it. All right, save this one for last. This is an entire nodule with no windows. Decent looking skin right here. A little suspect on top, it's different. So I don't know if this is going to be all agate. Might be agate in this area and then something else up here. But there's no windows to tell me what's in it. Kind of a window, I guess. It looks like an agate. But yeah, I'm going to cut that in half, probably around this way. And we'll see what's on the inside. I have high hopes for this one. All right. I'm gonna get these off to the saw, get them cut, and I'll be right back. All right, back from the saw. I'm gonna start with this stone because, well, obviously it broke. This is the one that had the window right there. I said looked pretty cool. I wanted to miss it, so I cut right next to it. Looks like this one was going to be mostly quartz anyways. And it had lots of fractures and broke into a few pieces. And it doesn't help that my bearings on the saw are going out and getting a little bit of shake in the wheel while cutting. Puts undue pressure on the stones. And so when they get cut thin, they start to break, or hit a fracture, they break. All right, so this is that one that was all broken up on the outside looking, but I cut next to that fracture, the big one, and it held together. But on the inside, as you can tell, it's all crumbly. Little pieces have broken out. It's pretty cool looking, but not much I can do with this one. Unless I wanted to stabilize it, which I probably won't. So, there we go. Okay, next up. Pretty sure this one was like that when I cut it. A few pieces broke off of this one as well, but the rest of it held together. It's got some pitting, but it did have some plumes on the inside with the quartz on the outside, which is pretty neat, especially this side. It's got some paint from the saw blade still, but that might look all right polished. Okay. So this is that one I said I like the color. I cut him a little further over this way so I could get through this piece here, the little knob on the end. Well, this one actually. I think I was originally going to cut it this way. But if it's any good, then I can get a slab off of this in the middle. All right, nope, it's got fractures and a lot of quartz. So I probably won't cut this one again. Nice colors though. Okay, next up. All right, so this is that one that kind of had a geode pocket. Wanted to miss it, but as you can tell, I can see I just clipped it. So I got a bit of a hole in it. Let's see what this ended up being. All right. So if you look on the outside, there was clues that it was going to have this kind of pattern on the inside, especially on this side here. Pretty neat looking, although it's got some fractures in it as well. These look more healed than the other ones. Got some painting in it in a couple spots. All right, that's pretty neat looking. Okay, let's see if this was worth cutting. All right. Oh, gorgeous banding and colors. Unfortunately, it does have a fracture. It goes right through the pattern. Might still look all right polished though. It's a really nice banding and pattern. I love the colors. Well, a lot of fractures today. All right. Dogs are excited about something. Okay, so this one, I made a cut again over just in case I liked it and wanted to make a slab. I did. So let's see why this one was slab worthy. So this was the first cut. And as you can tell, it looks better on this side. A little bit of paint down there from the saw blade. But lovely colors and nice banding. Tubes, moss. Alright. And then this side's just insane. So this little piece looks like it's It's faded right now, but if I grind it down a little bit and polish it, like the top, I could do a freeform cabochon out of this. Although this piece looks like it's gonna break off. But I think it's gonna have nice pattern in it. So I'll definitely cab that at some point, and that'll be the back. And then I just hope that the front comes out like that. And then this one, while this side was better than that side, this side is better than the other side. So this would be the top of this cab. I'll get a triangle shaped cabochon out of this one for sure. That's gonna look really nice. That's just from the saw blade. I don't see any fractures, so I don't think any of this is gonna break off. All right, yep, I'll make a cab out of that one, and probably this one. All right, a few left. All right, well, this one's got a lot of moss with some pitting in it, and some banding and tubes. They look really cool as a specimen. It's got some paint on it. These aren't fractures. Might be a little bit of a fracture on this side in the quartz. Cool. Alright, a few left. Alright, let's see how this tiny one came out. Was it worth a cut? Oh wow, look at the banding on that. It's got some parallax in it. Yeah, just a tiny stone, but that'll look really good polished. All right, that came out really nice. All right, a few left. So this is that one. I like the patterns right here. Cut it right down the middle. It came out pretty good. Didn't chip or break. Oh wow, that was way better than I expected. Oh wow, that's nice. All right, gonna have to face polish that. This is gonna be a great specimen. Again, paint. That's really cool. Way better than I thought it would be. All right. It turns out this one was pretty cool. I'm not sure which one I like best, this one or the last one. I'll let you guys decide. Did chip a little bit. But look at the inside of that. Man, that almost looks like a Luna agate with the colors and the orbs. But the banding is really cool looking. I don't polish that. I can clean these chips up. Definitely gonna polish this one. Really nice purple. With the two orbs. And then the white banded pattern. This one's got a little bit of coloration in there as well, a little yellow or rust color. All right, we'll get that one polished up and see what it turns out to be. I'll definitely make a video out of that one, a little short. All right, so this one, just a reminder, I was going to try to cut it back behind the banding that was showing because I wanted to keep this intact. Let's see. Yeah, it's a tough one. The last one and this one are definitely great stones, but I think I like this one a little bit better because of the pattern and the colors. Kind of a pink, great banding. On this side, wow. It's got some paint on these from the saw blade, but I got the full pattern on the stone, and I still have this. That is going to make a great specimen. Both sides will actually be really nice, but especially this one because of that. I don't know, you guys let me know. What did you think about the last two stones? Which one was better? All right, well, I'm gonna end it on this and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.